Let's take Park Avenue, Manhattan Bridge, Lower Roadway, Brooklyn.
Yep.
Work together to make New York City great again. And I think the Trumpers will think that they can anoint him their candidate. Guess what? What stands between that and him being the Republican candidate?
Turn left on Lewis Avenue. Then turn left on Emirates Drive.
Fighting every last breath that I got. Love you, man. Love you. Love you, brother. Man, I don't go that way, man. Oh, here we go. Folks, all it takes is $11 a month. Donate $11 a month to the Tunnel to Towers Foundation at T2T.org. T2T.org. Have a great weekend.
Hi, everyone. I'm Brian Kilmeade. This is your Tunnel to Towers Foundation New York Minute. Go to T2T.org right now. It's just $11 a month. Now the news. Jury deliberations enter a fourth day in this criminal Danny Penny trial. Jurors did not reach a verdict. They asked for a few readbacks. They're allowed to show the tape over and over again. What is the problem? The guy is innocent. He saved lives. What is wrong with you people? Meanwhile, Danny Penny was served with a civil lawsuit from Jordan Neely's father amid the criminal trial. Hey, keep your son at home. He was a lunatic with mental problems, drug problems. He was riddled with sickle cell anemia, and you're going to go sue the guy that tried to save people because your son was a nut job? Manhunt for the United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson's killer. I mean, we got a shot of his guys in his face. We got a shot of him actually shooting and gunning this down. How much longer can this guy stay loose? He also have his burner phone. I'm Brian Kilmeade. Listen to my show 10 to noon on 77 WABC. This has been my Tunnel to Towers Foundation New York Minute.
This is New York's talk leader, the crown jewel of talk radio. WABC New York and 107.1 WLIR Hampton Bays. News first at 59 past the hour. 77 WABC News starts now.
77 WABC chime time is 4 o'clock. It's 34 degrees and partly sunny on this Friday, December 6th. Good afternoon. I'm Lisa Ritchie. The jury in the Daniel Penny chokehold case can't reach a verdict. I'll have more on that story coming up, but first, a check on Wall Street with James Flippin.
Lisa, U.S. stocks finished mixed today. The S&P 500 and NASDAQ Composite hitting new intraday highs. The November jobs report came in better than expected. The tech-heavy NASDAQ boosted by gains for Tesla, Meta, and Amazon. In economic data, as we mentioned, for the jobs report, the Labor Department says 227,000 jobs were created last month compared to October's upwardly revised 36,000. The unemployment rate edged higher to 4.2%, in line with expectations. Analysts note the rebound follows a significant labor strike and violent storms in the Southeast the previous month. Consumer sentiment improved in December despite a jump in inflation fears. The University of Michigan's early reading for the month rose 3% from November. Meanwhile, the one-year outlook for inflation rose to its highest level since last summer. In company-specific news, TikTok had a bad day today as a federal appeals court panel upheld a law that requires parent company ByteDance to sell itself or face an outright ban in the U.S. And on the whole, the Dow Jones Industrial Average fell 123 points. The S&P 500 up 0.25%. The NASDAQ Composite up 0.81%. That's the 77 WABC Market Report, and I'm James Flippin.
The judge in the subway chokehold case is dismissing the manslaughter charge against Daniel Penny. The jury told the judge they were hopelessly deadlocked on that charge. The judge told the jury they can now consider the lesser charge of criminally negligent homicide when they return on Monday. Penny is accused of causing the death of Jordan Neely, a homeless, mentally ill black man, by placing him in a chokehold last year on the F train. Penny said he was protecting other riders from Neely's threats. The manhunt continues to find the gunman who killed United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson outside the Hilton Hotel in Midtown on Wednesday. Mayor Eric Adams is confident.
We're seeing good old-fashioned police work here. We are on the right track. We're going to bring this person to justice.
Detectives are combing through surveillance video. Reports are that the suspect arrived on a bus from Atlanta 10 days prior to the murder. Police are trying to track purchases of what's believed to be a rare pistol he might have used to murder Thompson. Melania Trump says her son Barron played a big part in helping President-elect Trump choose which podcast to appear on during the campaign.
He was very vocal and he gave an advice to his father, and it was incredible how he brought in a success because he knew exactly who his father needs to contact and to talk to.
In her first interview since the election, Melania said she's very proud of her son and his knowledge of the political world at such a young age. Your forecast from the Ramsey Mazda Weather Center: partly sunny for the rest of today, a high of 35. Cloudy tonight, but clearing by morning, a low 30. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, a high of 41. 34 degrees and partly sunny outside our Midtown studios. I'm Lisa Ritchie. Remember, the news never stops at WABCRadio.com.
I'm in Brooklyn now. Brooklyn.
In half a mile, turn right on Bedford Avenue.
Attention ditto heads. Attention Bo Scouts.
Goes by the pseudonym Bo Snerdley.
It's time for the soul of excellence.
He is a radio host at 77 WABC here in New York.
The Rush Hour is on the air.
Rush.
Now here's Bo Snerdley.
No coffee,
Friday Rush Hour. I am Bo Snerdley. James Golden, you are welcome. Your telephone calls at 800-848-9222. 800-848-9222. So much, my friends, on the table. I have a plethora of stories as the celebrations in certain circles continue, and the comments regarding the celebrations. And I can't believe I'm even saying it over the death of a human being, that being the CEO of United Health. There's story after story about the reaction that people are having to it. We spent some time with that yesterday, so I want to talk about some other things today. Finally, my friends, at long last, we have some truth from Bill Clinton. Something really happened. Let me get to that. That, I think, for a lot of young people that don't know the history at all of what transpires in this country beyond the day that they become politically aware of things they think, is somewhat important. Princess Diana was on the show with me a few weeks ago, and we were talking about the reaction the Democrat Party had toward their election loss. And one of the things that she said, and I've referred to it more than once now, is that she expected the Democrats not to take the right lessons from this election, from their election defeat, that they would land in the same places that they've always landed. I have two stories here that reaffirm that. I want to get to those. The first one is something that's taking place in California. California voters in this past election resoundingly let it be known that they wanted an end to the wanton crime that has afflicted many of their cities, including, of course, San Francisco and Los Angeles. Today, there's a story in the Los Angeles Times.
Yep.
California voters wanted stricter penalties for a crime. Can reformers find a new message? Criminal justice reform advocates spent the summer warning that efforts to oust California's progressive district attorneys and to undo sentencing reforms would undermine a decade of work aimed at reducing mass incarceration. What in the hell does that phrase mean? I've never understood it. The way mass incarceration. There are people that are criminals. They're sent to jail. But anyway, and they wanted to prioritize rehabilitation and holding police accountable for excessive force. Come November, voters didn't listen. In Los Angeles County, Nathan Hochman, a former federal prosecutor and one-time Republican, unseated George Gascon as district attorney. Progressive firebrand Pamela Price was recalled in Alameda County. And Proposition 36, which will lengthen jail and prison sentences for some drug and theft charges, passed with double-digit margins in all but one of the state's 58 counties. After those resounding election defeats, some political strategists wonder whether reform-minded candidates need to readjust their messaging. Many reform movement leaders and progressive prosecutors, however, have shown no sign of backing down. This goes right to what Princess Diana said. These people will land on the same place that they were before the election. They will not listen to the will of the voters, and this is happening even in California. Roy Baer, longtime consultant to Democrat campaigns in L.A., warned that a perceived failure to find middle ground on criminal justice issues risks further alienating voters who want answers to visible signs of unrest like the smash-and-grab robberies, open-air drug use, and despite all of this, and despite losing the election, specifically on this crime issue, what are Democrats in L.A. doing? They're saying, nope, despite all of that, we're sticking to our guns. We want this criminal reform. In the L.A. County District Attorney's race, Gascon held tight to his vision of restorative justice and alternatives to prison. And so Mr. Hochman says he thinks that progressives have lost touch with the average California voter. And they have. But that is not, and the point of this article, and it is a very lengthy article, the point of the article is that they're not changing their tune one bit. They don't care. Election be damned, let's just continue with their ideology. In the face of reality, that voters in California do not feel safe. And the progressives and the liberals have tried their approach. It failed. Voters have responded. They said, we don't want this. We actually want law and order in California. And they're still snubbing their nose at the voters, and they're still saying, no, we're going to continue down this pathway. The election doesn't make a difference. Okay, second story. East Coast. Another major blue city doubles down on vow to obstruct Trump's mass deportation plans. Now, in this instant, I understand what mass deportation means. Not like mass incarceration, mass deportations. We have had 11 million illegal immigrants come into this country during Joe Biden and Kamala Harris's term. The goal is to get as many of those people repatriated to their native lands as possible, en masse. Round them up, ship them out. But Boston Council member Gabriella Coletta says the measure is an important step as we brace for the impact of a second Trump presidency. The Boston City Council unanimously voted this week to double down on a measure designed to...
What is that noise? It's a noise.
Red light camera reported ahead.
Like the Shabbos is in. Some kind of noise in Brooklyn. Like a siren noise. What is the siren noise in Brooklyn? Ask ChatGPT. Kentucky, Park Avenue and Taffy.
But or not. By the way, this comes in spite of the fact that ICE has been doing actions already in Massachusetts. Several ICE arrests of illegal immigrants who've been charged with crimes including child sex offenses.
It's getting cold outside.
Including child sex offenses. And these people were released back onto the streets in Boston. What are the Democrats in Boston saying? We are going to protect illegal immigrants. Regardless or not whether they're criminals, we're going to protect them because we want to welcome them and screw Donald Trump and screw you Republicans. Now here's the thing. I read something like yesterday that was a movie about 5 to 7 minutes of the person that leads the Census Bureau in this country. Yesterday I had a bite where he was questioned about it. Nancy Mace has a bite today that encapsulates why all of this is so important. Number 10. It is brief. Listen to this, and this is behind every effort of the Democrat Party when it comes to their support of illegal immigration, their opposition to Donald Trump, their opposition to the rule of law in America. This, Nancy Mace, questioning the director of the United States Census, explains everything in less than 20 seconds. The entire argument from the Democrats can be understood.
Somebody gotta take it.
What they're doing.
So, I'm going to ask the question again. Are illegal aliens, criminal illegal aliens, people that break the law coming into our country when they enter in the door illegally, are they counted in the U.S. Census, yes or no?
Yes.
Children is straight.
That's it. Play it one more time. Less than 20 seconds.
So, I'm going to ask the question again. Are illegal aliens, criminal illegal aliens, the people that break the law coming into our country when they enter in the door illegally, are they counted in the U.S. Census, yes or no?
Yes.
That is behind everything. Why? Why is it behind everything? I'll explain.
Speed camera reported ahead.
The census dictates money and power in America. We choose our representatives because we are a representative republic on the basis of population. Your congressmen, how many congressmen there are determined by the number of people that live in certain places. But it doesn't stop there. The federal government doles out money on the basis of population. For instance, your public school dollars. That money flows into school districts based on the number of children that attend public schools, that attend the schools. So, why do Democrats insist that every person here illegally, especially if they have children, we can't let them go, we want to keep them because money. The more money they seek, the more population they have, all linked together. If all of a sudden, these 11 million on top of the 20 other million illegal immigrants in this country were dispatched elsewhere. They go back home. What also goes? The political power that Democrats rely on from illegal citizens being in blue
Emergency
cities.
vehicle reported ahead.
The number of those people in that populace shrinks. As it shrinks, the money shrinks. The money that trails them. And it's not just education. It's the money that comes in that they demand from the federal government for housing. The money that comes in for paying medical bills that people don't pay. It's all tied into Democrat Party power and money. This is not just an ideological position. We want people safe. They don't care about your safety. That should be evident. They don't care about the criminals that roam, as you have seen. They do not care. The people that get hurt by illegal immigrant criminals, they are collateral damage. That's just the cost of doing business. Yeah, some of your sons and daughters are going to get murdered. Yeah, some of your daughters are going to get raped. Yes, some of your children But we can't turn off the spigot. The spigot that counts to them is the money that comes in, the federal funding based on this population. And that is it. The power.
I got the power.
That they have X number
I
of people
got
in
the
this
power.
congressional district, and therefore we need to retain these population numbers to retain our political power. That is what is driving all of this. That's why they have no respect for the law, no regard for immigration law. And so they can hold their own power and their own money. Every time you want to know why Democrats continue to support this breaking of the law, let this little clip play it one more time, echo in your head. One more time.
So I'm going to ask the question again. Are illegal aliens, criminal illegal aliens, the people that break the law coming into our country when they enter in the door illegally, are they counted in the U.S. Census, yes or no?
Yes.
That's it.
That's it. That's
James
it.
Golden, a.k.a. Bosun Early with you.
We all need to know.
And that is why Princess Diana was right. They're not going to change. They're going to double down on everything. Family birthday today. George Williams with the Times. 1963. This was number one all across the U.S. of A. And it's still. It's such a wonderful song. 800-848-9222. Both service rush hour. Don't go
Sally
away.
Scorpion, we love you long time. Dr. Ray Robinson. artillery to Manhattan.
In 900 feet, use the right 2 lanes to turn right on Flatbush Avenue Extension.
Exactly. Flatbush Avenue Extension. Exactly. That's what I'm looking for. Exactly. Manhattan.
Turn right on Flatbush Avenue Extension.
Manhattan.
Watch out, vehicle on shoulder ahead. In 500 feet, use the right lane to stay to the right 2 Manhattan Bridge, Upper Roadway, Canal Street East. Stay to the right 2 Manhattan Bridge, Upper Roadway, Canal Street East.
Mama, do you want to see the doctor in my backpack? Mama, look what Becky was in my backpack. And that's what she said. It was like a doll. Pink doll.
Mama drama.
Found this one. I found the one that I lost.
Mama drama.
Look in your cheek.
Mama drama. Mama drama.
In 1.5 miles, turn left on Broom Street.
Mama drama. Manhattan.
Right lane blocked ahead.
Manhattan.
Stay to the right 2 Bowery north toward FDR Drive. In 300 feet, use either lane to turn right on Bowery. Turn right on Bowery.
Weekend.
Mama, I said the weekend, but I thought you mean
Wicked. Delivery. only 37 degrees. It's been cold outside. Cold case. Mama drama. Number 7. Number 7, lucky 7. Street I use 20. Delivery. Abula ka la bula. Abula la abula.
Storm shucking without evidence. This year is different. New data out this week from that. Most Americans think this year's election was administered well. NPR voting correspondent Miles Parks has been looking through the numbers. Hey, Miles. Hey, all right. All right, so this whole 4 years ago, officials were warning about potential violence to millions of people who felt like the election was stolen. Of course, that would be a correction comment. How is it changed this year? I mean, the deal was kind of obvious, right? It's completely different, but we're just starting to see numbers that quantify that. After each federal election, a survey center asked people how they felt the election was run. This year, almost 9 in 10 American voters felt like this year's race was administered either very well or somewhat well. And it's near universal approval for an election system that has really been under attack for a couple of years now. You compare that to 2020, the approval rating for the election...
Bule, 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 bule.
Let's get specific. The people attacking the voting system in 2020 were Republicans by and large. So do those Republican voters now say they trust the system? Yes, this rising confidence is driven exclusively by Republican voters. In 2020, at the time when Donald Trump and many of his allies were spreading these lies about the voting system, 21% of Trump voters said they felt like that election was run well. This year, that number jumps to 93%. And election experts and officials say, yes, that's probably due to some level of education from voting workers and things like that. But the main thing here is that Trump has not been spreading lies the same way he was 4 years ago. And he has had no real motivation to do that because he won the election. And he was spreading lies leading up to this election and basically stopped on election day. I talked about that with Carly Coppice, who's a Republican county clerk in Weld County, Colorado.
I think it goes back to who has a microphone in 2020 and 2021. But when we have the candidates and the top people that are respected within the two parties not engaging and not amplifying, that's where we see the difference.
Okay, so that is a clear difference with 4 years ago. Beyond that, were there any big administrative changes to how voting actually happened this year that led to people trusting it more, or is it really just Trump's behavior here? I mean, there were some minor changes. Rules were changing in 2020 because of the pandemic. Many states allowed more access. And then there was more vote by mail, which did delay the count somewhat in a few different states. But overall, to be clear, there were no widespread problems in 2020, and there were no widespread problems in 2024. Arizona's Secretary of State Adrian Fontes, who's a Democrat, basically said exactly that at the state certification a couple weeks ago.
Given the fact that Arizona has essentially the same elections folks running under the same elections rules with the same election systems.
Where is my check?
And we seem to have done a pretty doggone good job this time around. I think the age of election denialism is for all intents and purposes dead.
Is that wishful thinking, or do other election experts agree with it?
Where is my check? Where's my election check? I didn't get the election check.
Cycle, we did still see some conspiracy theorizing among the fringe left, even though it wasn't input by the candidate, Vice President Harris. And on the right, election denial has basically become a cottage industry. It is completely normalized for many candidates. And influencers online have built brands on these stolen election claims. Carly Coppice, the clerk we heard from earlier, told me that election denial is dead only until the next election. NPR's Miles Parks, thank you for the update. Thanks, sorry.
A federal appeals court in Washington has upheld a law that could ban TikTok starting next month. The court ruled that TikTok poses a real national security threat because the app's owner, ByteDance, is based in China. But President-elect Donald Trump has promised to save TikTok, a reversal of his previous position. We're joined now by NPR's Bobby Allen to help us understand what this all means for the future of TikTok. Hi, Bobby.
Hey, what's up, Elsa?
Hey, okay, so how does the court justify its ruling here?
Yeah, the case was testing two things, free speech and national security. On the one hand, the Justice Department argued that the only way to protect national security is to ban TikTok unless it breaks away from its China-based parent company. On the other hand, TikTok said the government shutting down the social media platform used by half of America is a First Amendment violation. Now the
in kind of an interesting way. It combined the two ideas. So the court agreed with the Justice Department by upholding this TikTok ban law. On free speech grounds, the court said by preventing China from tinkering with the algorithm, the law, quote, vindicates the values that undergird the First Amendment. In other words, the court said it is both protecting national security and preventing free speech manipulation by China in allowing TikTok to be banned.
China.
Clever. Okay, well,
Made in China.
law has been upheld with TikTok.
Who is made in China?
Going to be banned.
Right. Well, we just don't know. Under the law, starting on January 19th, Apple and Google must kick TikTok out of app stores, and web-hosting companies will not be allowed to host TikTok. Now, this isn't like there's some giant, ban TikTok button that's going to be pushed and then everything will turn off, right? Once TikTok is booted from app stores, software updates won't reach the app, they'll get slow and glitchy, and eventually this won't be usable at all. But the day the law goes into effect, the following day, January 20th, Trump will be sworn into office, and Trump says he will find a way to rescue the app, which can take on many forms, but Trump has a lot of power in this situation.
Okay, so what options does Trump have?
So there are at least three options here. First, Trump could extend the ban deadline to buy some time. That's kind of a temporary fix. Secondly, he could instruct his administration not to enforce the law. And finally, Trump could try to orchestrate some kind of deal for TikTok to be purchased. Using this ban law as leverage. This would require the Chinese government to sign off, but analysts I've been talking to who are in touch with Chinese regulators say Beijing is warming up to the idea of having ByteDance sell TikTok's U.S. operation if it means some trade concessions. They could get something out of this. Remember, Trump has promised really harsh tariffs on Chinese imports.
Exactly. Meanwhile, I imagine the court battle is not over, right?
It is far from over. TikTok says in a statement that they plan to take it to the Supreme Court, but it is, of course, not guaranteed that the High Court will review the decision. TikTok, though, they say they are very hopeful the Supreme Court will step in and overturn the law.
Okay. Well, in the meantime, how safe should we all feel about
Bule.
Depends also on how you see it, right? TikTok has long said its U.S. operations, which are based in Los Angeles, are completely walled off from China. But TikTok and its China-based parent company ByteDance do share staff, they share an algorithm, and data flows between LA and China, right? So that is just a reality. There are no public examples of the Chinese government. Propaganda. But U.S. officials and the Justice Department say the possibility alone of that happening is just too great a risk, and the DOJ says TikTok needs to be banned.
That is NPR's Bobby Allen. Thank you, Bobby.
Hey, thanks, Elsa. Is not running for New York City mayor, at least not yet. But that hasn't stopped some mayoral candidates from running against him. WNYC's John Campbell covered Cuomo in Albany when he was governor. He joins us now to discuss. So, John, first things first, Cuomo has been flirting with a run for mayor for months, but is that actually a possibility?
Well, Sean, by all indications, it's at least a possibility. I mean, the former governor hasn't really addressed it much in public, but he and his allies have been stoking the fire behind the scenes. I mean, Cuomo has maintained a public presence since he resigned amid his sexual harassment scandal 3 years ago, and recently he switched his voting address from Westchester County to an apartment in
sorry, no Times Square. I'm coming from downtown.
The former governor seriously. I mean, for one, Cuomo has pretty much universal name recognition in the city. He's way better known than all of the other candidates that have made the mayor himself. And the New York Times and CI College conducted a very early poll of Democratic voters in late October. It showed Cuomo with the lead over that crowded field, albeit a relatively small one. Is Cuomo himself responding to the criticism that his rivals are throwing his way? Not really, but I reached out to his spokesperson, Rich Party, and he said that the criticism from the mayoral hopefuls amounts to, quote, noise from fringe politicians, end quote. So, as the party said over and over for months now that the speculation of a Cuomo run is premature, but he's also really quick to point out some of Cuomo's accomplishments as governor. Things like subway and installing Roe v. Wade rights into state law. I mean, the governor himself has spoken recently about wanting to bring the Democratic Party he certainly is more moderate than candidates like Mamdani and Lander. That said, there's no doubt that a Cuomo run would bring his various scandals back into the public spotlight, and his opponents are already proving that they're quite ready to remind voters of that innocence they can get.
Might be cashed. Don't be a bullet. Are you a bullet? Or you blah blah blah? Are you blah 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 blah? Police Best Buy University. Blah 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 blah. Yeah, Yep. Trader Joe gonna be, the tomato gonna be via Trader Joe. Trader Joe. Tomato. Trader Joe tomato. What she's talking about? She loved the kitty cat shoes. City bike. Yeah, I don't like the dark night. Night is sucks. I heard Elon Musk gonna cancel the winter time, summertime, winter time. She cancel it. Make no sense. Chinese guy do nighttime. I need different street. This is Trader Joe here. I will need to go different street. Yeah, let's go Whole Foods. Get a tomato from Whole Foods. Tomato from Whole Foods. Because I have a different plan. Yep. Shush. $1 pizza. $1 pizza. $1 pizza.
Total wine and more. For customers, find it for people on their list. From a Cabernet to single barrel bourbon, TotalWine.com. It is not sold in Virginia and North Carolina. Available to adults 21 or older. And EBSCO, offering EBSCO Learning, committed to enabling organizations and people seeking to advance their lives and careers to improve their skills and knowledge. Learn more at EBSCOLearning.com.
Washington, I'm Janine Herbst. Lebanon has closed all of its land borders with Syria, except for the main one that connects Beirut with Damascus. And here's Lauren Baer reports the decision to shut most of the border crossings comes hours after Israel launched airstrikes out of Egypt. Military published black and white aerial video of buildings.
Well, thank you, everybody. See you tomorrow, wherever, on Monday. Thank you for sticking around. Short and sweet. It's the Whole Foods. The fancy tomato is right here. I'm gonna go back to my baby Aya. Thank you for sticking around. See you tomorrow. Peace and love. Peace and love.